everyone, and welcome to Happy TV. We're here at the Las Vegas Conference 2016, which CMC is doing, and they're doing an amazing job. Tony has absolutely rocked it with his team. And as you can see, there's some people hanging out here in the back, but there's about a bunch of people about to come out because David just finished his session. So we're going to grab them, and then I'm just going to ask random questions about the Course in Miracles and hopefully be helpful to you so you understand the Course better and how to live it and how to live your happy. So let's take this journey together. Come on. How has the Course in Miracles changed your life? Because I'm sure it has.
Well, the very simplest way, the more you do the Course, the more it begins to do you. It's like an alchemical thing that works inside you. So all of the projections, all of the fault finding, all the stuff that you have seen as being wrong, very slowly, gently disappears. And you just learn how to be here and to be present and to be loving and to be nowhere else and have no other ambition and no other needs. And you know that you're guaranteed. By guaranteed, I mean, you know salvation is, the foot is on the path, you're going in the right direction. And all you got to do is just keep following God's plan for salvation. GPS.
GPS, I love that. And I'm here with, the master behind this whole conference, the Course in Miracles conference here in Las Vegas 2016. And as you can see, I'm just honored to be here. Look how many people we have here. And I'm here honored to stand next to the creator of this. And how are you feeling, Tony, about this conference?
I invited all these people to lunch, and then they came. I feel great about it, really. I think is an awesome theme. We spend a lot of time choosing these things. So that we change the world by changing our minds. That's how it's done. I think a lot of us have always wanted to change the world, make it a better world, a happier world, a more loving world, but we didn't really know how to do it. And A Course in Miracles gives us how to do it. It's the how-to.
And we do any of that. The Holy Spirit doesn't make any judgments about thoughts. It just extends love. So when we allow ourselves to relate to thought like the Holy Spirit, we really are just always in a holy relationship with all things. So that's kind of what the workshop was about.
That's amazing. Well, I actually heard really good things about it. You guys do a lot of practical exercises.
Yeah. It's literally that. When you change your mind about who you think you are, the world you think you see changes. And I had a very direct experience of that. I'd had A Course in Miracles for 20 years, and I knew it front to back. And I wasn't having an experience of happiness, which is what you were talking about the other day. And I knew that it had to do with me and my thinking. And so I just made this radical decision. And I think it was like April 2013 that I was going to live the Course. That I was going to just know myself as a child of God.
And the conference title is Change Your Mind, Change the World. And I wanted to get from each of you what that means to you. What does that mean to you?
Well, it's just an answer to a prayer. When you came over here, I was just telling her, she was talking about the talk I gave, and what happened was, I didn't ask anybody to train me or anything. I just prayed. I prayed and prayed and prayed the night before and during the morning, all morning, to Jesus. I just use me, and then that's what happened. And then my friend who took photographs, she said there was a big blue ball, like an angelic ball of light that she was recording in it, and she said it was Angel Michael, and it was. I said, what's that even mean? And she said, well, it means that it's symbolic of just speak the truth and speak it straight and speak it fully. And that's really, I was just praying to Jesus, like, use me the night before and then the day, and then that's it. And I have no clue what he's going to do or say. I'm there with everybody listening, hanging on every word, because it wasn't prepared. Except for the prayer. I keep praying.
Well, I think that's a beautiful lesson in trust. Like, you were being just totally trusting and letting Spirit, getting out of your way of trying to make anything happen and just letting Spirit just going. Getting on the happy train. Choo choo!
And it doesn't mean we can't do work in the world, but the main thing is to focus on doing the inner work in our heart. So if you're having a problem with a person, a lot of times we try and think of, how can I talk with that person? How can I help them understand my point of view? How can I describe how I feel and that kind of thing? But that's really not necessary. If we do the work of letting go the blocks to love in our heart, in our mind, mind, which is really the same thing, then it's amazing how the opportunity to talk to the person will come, or now it's no longer needed. And I've had so many wonderful examples. Like one time I was having a real challenge with my father, and I did this massive prayer work around it, and I knew it had shifted in the mind, and I just wanted proof of it, some other kind of proof of it. And so that night I went to bed and I said to the angels, please give me a sign that this work has happened. And the next morning I got up for breakfast with my dad, and he was making coffee in the kitchen, and I was making a cup of tea, and my father said, I just want you to know that all the problems that we've had, they're over. They're in the past and they're completely done. So we never had a conversation about it. But when I changed my heart and mind, he changed his heart and mind, and it was done. We didn't need to have a conversation. So we change our mind, which is our heart, and then the world automatically shifts. And it's just so much easier.
So much easier, so much freeing, so much of a better place to live, and we live at our happy at a 10 every day when we're living this way. So thank you.
Yeah,
thank you, Jennifer.
Experience, we have been conditioned to believe certain things. For example, some people have preconditions about men or women. Women are this, men are that. So it's just a precondition of society. And when I understand that that is just a wrong belief, then I change my mind and the world changes for me. It seems like it doesn't have any effect on the outside world, but as if by magic, it does. Because
amazing. How are you feeling? Isn't this amazing, this conference?
I feel like this conference saved my life in a way, because it had so many intense things happen before I came here, even life-threatening things. So this conference felt like I had all my mighty companions here supporting me and loving me in a way that this almost transcended right now. This was a powerful conference today. Yeah.
Everyone, I just want to introduce you to Earl Purdy. He's a teacher of A Course in Miracles, and I love his teaching because he keeps it real, authentic. He's fun. He also sings, raps the course, right?
I guess you could call it that. I've never actually defined it, but that's cool.
The conference is Change Your Mind, Change the World, and if you want to share anything about that or what that means to you, that could be helpful.
Well, the one thing I like to say that it means to me, to change your mind means to place your mind at the disposal of true authority. So to me, I haven't really changed my mind until I've allowed God to be in charge of what I think. So that's really changing your mind to me. It's not like choosing between other different things so much as, am I going to surrender my mind to God, or am I going to still try to make all my choices based on what I believe is true based on the past?
What is your favorite practical tip that you can give our audience that you use every day based on the course that just snaps you back to truth?
The thing that snaps me back to truth is when I find myself being unhappy in any way. There's a line in the course that says our ego, our wrong-minded self, is always telling us if something were different, I would be happy. If something or somebody, their behavior, some situation, some circumstance were different, then I'd be happy. So if I'm feeling unhappy, my inner voice always says, so if this were different, you'd be happy, huh? And that always brings it back to my happiness comes from me and not the thing that I'm trying to tell myself is creating my sadness.
That's for me to be happy. All I have to do is change the meaning that I'm giving to the things outside of me in my mind, and that will make me feel, depending on whether it's a happy interpretation or a sad interpretation, that will determine how I feel. So it's really a powerful reminder to remember that you have all of the power. You don't have to give your power to things outside of you. You can take that power back, and it's your birthright to take that power back and decide for yourself how you want to feel. And when you do that, the outside world can no longer affect you.
Beautiful. When I think of change my mind, change my world, it's really about changing my idea of myself and allowing this Holy Spirit to really work through me, as Corinne just said. So change my mind is changing my mind of who I think I am, from littleness to the magnitude of spirit.
One thing I love to share and extend to my audience always is practicality, just because for so long I suffered suffered doing the course and not living it. And I felt that when I became really practical about it and I started to really live it with my relationship with myself and others, my life started to experience a genuine happiness. What practical tips, one practical tip that you use every day based on the course that helps you snap back to truth? So when you're going to start to go to the caca thoughts, the shitty thoughts, what brings you back to truth?
Well, I know the shitty thoughts really well because I, as you probably know through my blog, it's From Anxiety to Love. I used to really struggle with hardcore anxiety, and this is a lot of my teaching is how to work through this, again, with course principles. So when the shit starts hitting the fan, it's about not turning away from it, because that's the temptation, is to want to I used to just read a passage in the course like a Band-Aid, try to feel better real quick, put the book down, and then go about my day. And it's about actually living this by not running away from the feeling, looking at the feeling with Spirit within, which is nothing more than our own right mind. So Holy Spirit's nothing separate from us. We look at it with Spirit to let it be undone, to let that miracle, that shift in perception come. So that is my practicality, is just not running away from it.
And it's powerful and simple, And I love how you just went into the shit conversation real quick, Have, stress and anxiety in your life, that's normal. Here you go, have a little pill, right? If that has been so normal, how about the opposite of that? How about if happiness is normal? How about if forgiveness is normal? How about if truth is normal? How about if not having perfect health is normal? How about having happiness all the time in your life is normal? How about not being defined by things outside of you is normal? How about if recognizing that your source is not outside you is normal? How about if recognizing it's normal to understand that you have everything and you lack nothing? How about that? How about that?